What's going on, guys? It's Chandler here at the channel. Come back to you guys again with another video today, an update video. However, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. At a recent trip to the range after posting the 300 blackout versus 5.56 caliber comparison, we did have some findings in terms of loading 300 blackout into a 5.56 magazine and shooting it through, of course, a 300 blackout AR-15. We did have some magazine issues from multiple magazines on shooting 300 blackout at a 5.56 mags. Stick around for the video to find out why. However, long story short, we do recommend buying dedicated 300 blackout magazines due to some small differences in design, and it isn't necessarily universal. We found some 5.56 mags that feed 300 blackout amazingly, and we found that some 5.56 mags do not feed 300 blackout much at all.
Dude,
that's strange. So I'll reload, go.
Attempt to reload.
Yeah, I'll attempt to reload.
All right, shooter ready?
Ready.
Stand by. Same thing. Did the same exact thing.
Oh wait, something's going on with the...
Something's weird. It could just be the mag. Did it feed?
That just fed.
All right, shoot a couple rounds. Damn.
It does not like it.
No. Let me go get another 5.56.
I've got one. Right. Is this a 5.56? Is this a 5.56? That's weird. I'm gonna try this.
Jam. Right off the bat. Different P-mag. Oh, that was nasty.
Yep. It's doing the same thing. Out of the P-mag.
Now it fed out of the Lancer mag.
Is that a 5.56?
Fine. Let me grab that one too. So this has kind of turned into a little bit of a science experiment. We were running some drills with our 300 blackout, and supposedly you can use your 5.56 mags and load 300 blackout into it because it's essentially the same.
Yeah, so the main reason behind it is the diameter of the cartridge is the same. However, the big thing that's, I think, causing a lot of slip-ups, and at least for what we've seen in the P-mags, they feed flawlessly out of a 300 blackout dedicated P-mag. For some reason, on the P-mags that are 5.56, they start to load a little off. Like it's tougher to get them in the magazine. And then when it tries to load one, it will either double feed or bind. And I don't know if it's because it's loose in there or what it may be. Ah, this actually might be what it is. You can see there's a lip on the inside of a 300 blackout that helps guide the round. Right there. That lip on the P-mag,
just go ahead and empty it.
Is much larger.
Oh, I see that.
So
that's why it's binding. Yeah, it's wider.
So it's pushing them together like that, as opposed to letting them sit like that.
The 5.56 one specifically.
However, the different design magazines have different lips, because the 5.56 Lancer mag worked fine, and we're about to see if the 5.56 mil-spec mag works okay. You can tell on here, if the lighting works, that they're kind of towards the top, pointed towards the middle because of the ridge on the inside. We'll see what happens. But that is not as pronounced on this guy, because you can see they line up pretty dang well.
That's the Lancer.
Yeah, so that's one that we know feeds well. So let's put that guy in there. All right, so let's try the mil-spec mag. Didn't even feed on a bolt drop. Interesting.
Did that time.
So let's see what happens. I'm not sure.
I don't like the inconsistencies.
No. One thing's for sure is that 5.56 mags in particular have not liked. Yeah, I felt that. And it all does the same thing. I don't know if because it looks like it's just like, it makes the same mark every time on the top of the case.
Now
Oh, there's a good.
that might be a dumpy.
Yeah.
You might want to dump that one. So this Lancer I had in my 300 blackout, and this is a 5.56 Lancer.
Yeah, I just did the same thing to that one.
Yeah, and so the reason we're throwing those away is because that seal, we don't know if it's...
This one's fine.
We don't know if it's compromised because it was lifting off of the actual round.
Yep.
It's in. Flawless.
And it may just be P-mags. I don't know.
Well, the GI didn't do it.
Oh, the GI too. And it might be, trying to see, is it, well, that might be one reason. The second round, I just noticed that. The second round is always ridiculously loose. Except for that. Yeah, oh wait, so you can see that. I mean, that shouldn't be like that. Because if you put them in the Lancer mag, it's not. But in the P mag, it's loose. You know, I did the research on a 300 and might have should have waited a little longer for putting that video out. Because we hadn't tried with everything, because we just didn't have that 300 ammo at the time. But what we are finding is some 5.56 magazines, depending on how it looks like the top of the feed is and how they've got that piece designed. If that's designed a certain way, it is not feeding very well. The Lancer mag, great. P mag, fine. GI mag is really finicky.
One thing I found on the ground, one of the spent shell casings, it was really spoopy. Like where the projectile actually came out of the round. Yeah, that's it.
It's got a flat edge.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but this side, right here, it's like smashed in. We don't know if we stepped on it, but what we're gonna do is shoot out of a 5.56 mag, and then try and find that round, and then compare it to a 300 blackout.
Let's see if we can find them.
Oh, well. So we just slammed a 5.56 mag with 300 blackout in there, and one popped out.
Sends home.
Okay.
So let's see if we can find this one. Wherever it goes. That guy.
Is it hot?
A little bit.
Fed fine.
That's circular.
That one's good. Okay.
It's just that magazine, I guess.
When I was pushing it forward on the 5.56,
It just fell out.
hitting the front of the mag.
Yeah, but then they also didn't have they didn't have any resistance here. This has resistance. Obviously, you can still push it out if you try. I mean, it's not a hard force like to conquer. The nature of the 300 blackout, where it's a shorter cartridge overall, it's not behaving very well with the different size of the cartridge, or the actual bullet of the 300. Where the cartridge is shorter, it's a fatter bullet, and it's pushing them too far in and probably causing them, when their noses are towards each other, they're not supposed to point towards each other. They're supposed to line up parallel with each other down the magazine. That is something that on 300 Blackout and a PMag that's 5.56, they cross and go towards each other because of that more pronounced lip on the top of the mag right there. And that's gonna about do it for this video, guys. Again, just an update on the 300 Blackout versus 5.56 comparison. Some mixed feelings on that. We did have some 5.56 mags that fed 300 Blackout reliably, like the Lancer Tactical mag that you saw. However, another example, like the PMag didn't want to feed it much at all, and the GI mag was kind of finicky with it. So we do recommend now either going through your own testing with your own magazines, or buying dedicated 300 Blackout magazines, because of course, even though we had such a big issue with the 5.56 PMag, a 300 Blackout dedicated PMag did not have any issues whatsoever. I think it's down to that round guide and those two tabs of plastic that we were talking about. If you like what we're doing here on the channel and you'd like to support us, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe down below. We appreciate it very much, and we could not do this without you guys. My apologies for not being able to include this in the first caliber comparison, and this was found after. But hopefully this update does help you out in your selection for 300 Blackout, 5.56, or both, and making sure you get the right magazines to do so. This has been Chandler with Range Day, where every day is range day. Thanks for watching, and have a great one, guys.
In that dumpy.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah. We'll see how it does in moisture.